Hiya, good morning. A little bit chilly this morning, so I'm quite wrapped up. I wouldn't say it's great to be back in Australia, especially during the winter. It's really not my favourite time of year. But having said that, Japan was quite chilly as well. So all the clothes I took to Japan, I really didn't use too much. God. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, really. A little bit about my experience in Japan, whether I liked it, whether I want to go back, and yeah, really just sort of reflections on a holiday, really a great holiday, should I say? Um, so I had my preconceived views of Japan. I mean, I'd seen a lot on YouTube, and to Daryl's consternation, I watched a lot of influencers about where to go, what to do, what to see. And I think with this holiday in particular, I've learned that ignore what other people say. Go with your heart, do what you want to do, and make up your own mind. You know, influencers are great, but most of the information they give you and I basically for clicks. So basically for clicks, and for likes, and to make money. So they really say the things that their sponsors want them to say, in effect. Whereas with me, I'm just this is my views of Japan as an independent traveller. We never do package tours. I mean, we could do package tours, but I hate doing that because I want to do what I want to do. I don't want to be timed. I don't want to be in a massive, great group of people and we're just ushered from one place to the next and we never really get a feel of the venue that we're at. And as an independent traveller, I can choose the places I want to go and how long I want to stay there, which is really, really important. Now, we chose not to go to Tokyo, and I'm glad, to be honest. We went to Osaka. Now, we did go partly during Golden Week, which is where the whole of Japan shuts down and everyone goes on holiday. That was my mistake. I really shouldn't have done that. But having said that, I didn't find it a problem at all. There were a lot of people about, but that actually added to the vibrancy and the colour of the place. And even when Golden Week ended, there were still loads of people about. So when an influencer tells you you really shouldn't be going to Japan on Golden Week, go on Golden Week. If that's what you want to do, go. The only difficulty with it is it's more expensive. The hotels are more expensive, so you're looking at $400 a night. But I think it was totally worth it. I really do, and I loved seeing loads of people about. It was great. It was great because living in Perth, you don't see too many people. The odd thing is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Osaka is about 2 million people. Perth is also about 2 million people, but Osaka feels a lot bigger. Perth as a city is very spread out, so the suburbs spread out. I think it's the longest city with suburbs in the world. It's absolutely, yeah, it's vast. Whereas Osaka is a little bit more concentrated. Osaka is one of my favourite cities. I've been to a lot, and I can safely say it's one of my favourites, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's almost walkable. We use public transport a lot, so we use the metro system. And again, whatever an influencer tells you about getting a Suica card or an iKoka card or whatever, you don't need one. You just don't. You can just tap your card. So I've got a mosquito in here, and I don't know why, because it's go away. You literally do not need those cards. An iCoca card or a Suica card allows you to travel on public transport. And, you know, the people I listen to on YouTube, oh, it's really difficult without it and all the rest of it. But it's not at all. As long as I've got my credit cards on my phone, on my app, Google Wallet, and I can you just tap in, make sure you tap out. Tap in, tap out. And that's fine. I think for the whole time we were there, the bill came out the other day. It was $54. So I always work that back in pounds. So that's like 26, 27 pounds. Nothing. And we used public transport every day. We really did. And the rest of the time we were walking. So that's impressive. Cheap as chips, as they say. Really, really cheap. So yeah, you don't need any of those cards, because the cards in Japan anyway are confusing. Each region has its own travel card, and the fact is you can't actually use. The biggest problem with your credit card when you're clicking in and clicking out, you can't actually use it on trains. So you can use it on the metro, but you can't use it on the trains. So you have to buy a ticket at that point, but that's not too much of a hassle. So you just buy an extra ticket for that, and then when you get back into the city, you can use your credit card again. So that's fine. Loved Osaka, absolutely brilliant, vibrant place. Loads to see, loads to do. We went everywhere. Dotonbori is the best place on earth, and if you're a shopaholic like Daryl and I are, you will be consumed with retail therapy. It's that good. It really is that good. And I bought loads of stuff. Probably bought an extra 10 kilos back, to be honest. But luckily we had the space to do that. So that was good. We also went to Kyoto, as you would. We were going to go 2 days, but we decided to go 1 in the end because we saw really what we wanted to see. It was lovely, historic, beautiful. The buildings were wonderful. It was a lovely place to be. The weather was gorgeous. I can't really fault it at all. That was kind of one of the main reasons I went, and around every corner there was something more spectacular to see. We went to some great temples and we immersed ourselves in culture. The funny thing was we had a meal in a restaurant there, and I was a bit confused at first because we kind of walked in and sat down at a table, but around the table are curtains, so they draw curtains around you. Now, I've heard that the Japanese are very private people, especially when they eat, so I guess this is part of their culture, and you don't find it obviously in every restaurant, but I guess this was quite a classy joint. So the food was lush as well, by the way. And it was quite, it was strange, but it was nice because you could actually sit in privacy and enjoy, your day or your meal. Yeah, it was great. Loved it. And the food, chopsticks. Look, I'm kind of used to chopsticks now, so I don't mind eating with them. The only trouble is when you're eating with them day after day after day, your hand tends to ache a little bit. I guess, the Japanese have the knack of doing it. They're used to it, whereas us Westerners really don't. We've not brought up with it. So I can eat with them quite happily now. Daryl finds it a bit more difficult, obviously. But yeah, it's fine. Absolutely fine. I did take my own knife, fork and spoon with me just in case, but I never used it. That would have been the wrong thing to do anyway. I mean, you're in Japan, enjoy the Japanese culture, which includes eating with chopsticks. And my favourite is ramen. We had some wonderful ramen while we were there. Yeah, it was great. The food was lush. They like their cakes. Absolutely love their cakes. Unbelievable. So whether you go to a Lawson, 7-Eleven, Family Mart, even a breakfast at the hotel, it was cake after cake after cake, and it was just like, Jesus Christ. But their cakes are nice. They got a particular melon cake there with like a green glaze on the top and the melon filling, which is really nice. It's God. I hate melon, but actually it was lush. It really was lush. The breakfast we paid, I think it was $25 a head per day for the hotel breakfast, and it wasn't worth it. In all honesty, it was very, very bog standard stuff, and it was a good hotel as well, but it was awful. Don't pay for breakfast if you're in a hotel. You don't need to. There's so much outside of the hotel that you just do not need to do it. That was the mistake I made. The hotel itself was the Miyako City Hotel, Hamachi, and the views were stunning, wonderful, panoramic, awe-inspiring. You know, we had a complete panorama of the city. It was truly wonderful. The room was a bit small, but that is Japan. The bed was too soft, so I think both Daryl and I had bad backs by the end of it, really bad backs. But I got that room specifically for the views, and yeah, it was worth it. We had this we had like a corner, not apartment but room, but the balcony sort of went all the way round, and it was worth the money. It was really expensive, and you do pay an accommodation tax there as well, depending on how expensive the rooms are. So the more expensive the room, the more accommodation tax you pay, and we had to pay the top for it. It's not a huge amount, but it's a way, I think, of it protects tourism, and it's a great thing. It's a great thing to do, and I think it was about extra $40. That's all. We also went to Kobe. Not many people go to Kobe apparently, and they got a great European quarter there. So I spent my time in London, and there's the French bit and the Danish bit, and there's all different parts to this European village. I think originally, back in the day, before the Second World War, it was the area that dignitaries and people from other nations lived in their own sort of enclave, and it's been perfectly preserved, and furniture in the houses, it's like a museum piece. Old red telephone boxes as you'd find in the UK. It was delightful, really delightful, and it really did feel like going back home, and which was nice. And so I was able to get some souvenirs from Britain, from Kobe, which was strange, but there was a cable car. We took the cable car from the European village up into the mountains, where there's like a Bavarian, what would you call it? Bavaria. It's a herb garden, but it's got it's distinctly German in nature. And you bought German beer, and we were sat having a chat, and you're surrounded by this. It was like you're in the Black Forest, literally. And there's this great big forest around you, and then Kobe in the distance. And we went up on a cable car. I don't really do heights, as you all well know, and I've done more heights on this last holiday than I have done ever. And I enjoyed the cable car immensely. Really loved it, and I loved being thrown about on it as well, which was quite bizarre because Daryl hated every minute of it, but I loved it. It was a great experience, and I just wanted to do it again. I couldn't wait to go back down on it. I haven't overcome my fear of heights. We did go up the Umeda Sky Building in Osaka, which is the most architecturally challenging building you've ever seen. It's kind of open in the middle, and it's got the world's, is it longest or highest, steepest escalators? And you go all the way up to the top. But got to the top, escalators were absolutely fine, all great. And I thought, do you know what? I can't go right to the top because it's all open, and it's no. If it's enclosed, I'm fine. But if it's sort of open to the elements, no. And I don't want to get blown off a building. It's just not me. And yeah, but we went up the other one as well. So we went up the tallest building in Osaka. I can't remember the name of it, and I do apologise. No, I can't remember. And there was also the retro Hitachi one as well, which was built in the 1950s, which we went up, and that was very retro in nature. Really, not a lot to see there. The height wasn't great, but it was just an experience. It's quite a nice part of the city. Anyway, back to Kobe. So Kobe, yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Would I go again? Yes, I'd actually like to go to the city. We didn't actually manage to go to the city. We stuck to the European quarter because we didn't have that much time. But we did ride the Shinkansen. So a journey that should have taken 40 minutes as a rule on the suburban trains took about 10. So the Shinkansen is great. It's a fantastic train. We did go on the equivalent in Taiwan as well, and they're just amazing. You go so fast. You don't, and you go literally going so far. You don't even notice you're moving. You can pop your drink down, and it's still there. It just does not move. That they are. The technology is beyond the grasp of most Western nations. I think China has the same one. We also went to Nara. Now Nara was. It was a bit disappointing in my book. I mean, we did go on a day that was a bit rainy and a bit overcast and dull, but I didn't find it inspiring. Yeah, there were deer roaming about. We were going to buy some biscuits. I'm just going to turn off an alarm. I do apologise. So I did buy some. Sorry, we were going to buy some biscuits. You feed them biscuits when you go there. And I was going to get some, but we were going to get some on the way back. But by the time we came back from a walk in the sort of the villagey bit, they'd all sold out and gone. So we couldn't even feed them. And it's just, yeah. I mean, look, I've seen deer before anyway. And coming from, the New Forest, etc., it's, I've seen it. Donkeys and deer roaming free. It didn't do a lot for me at all, but other people have gone and may have liked it. The deer were friendly enough, a little bit bitey, a little bit nippy, but otherwise all good. But yeah, apart from that, there wasn't that much to do there. We had a lovely meal there, but I think the weather just was a real letdown, really. But that was the only day. I mean, the day we actually left to go to Osaka, was the day before? I can't remember. But there was an earthquake. And I know when we arrived, there was a massive storm. So getting the car into the hotel was really quite treacherous. But luckily, after that, the weather was okay. It was fine. It was just a bit cold, colder than what I thought. But remember, we're going from the southern hemisphere into the northern hemisphere, so things are a bit different anyway. I had no infections, you'll be pleased to hear. So I didn't have my usual staph infections that I tend to catch when I'm abroad. Did have a bit of a nasal issue, but I think that was more to do with the long flight and the aircon in the hotel. That's all sorted with spray, so that's gone. And I had a thoroughly great time. I have a smile on my face. I have had holidays in the past that I've just thought, glad to go home. That one was one I really would have stayed longer, a lot longer. And I would like to have seen more Japan. And I think we will see more of Japan if we're not too old. But we do want to see China next. So actually, Darryl wants to do a relaxing holiday by the beach, so we may do that first and then go to China. It just depends. There's a lot to do, really. So yeah, it's if you're going to go, as I said, I'm glad I didn't go to Tokyo on this particular one. We did go to, we went to Osaka predominantly because there was a lot of other things to do around it, which we did, and it was the right choice for a first-time visit to Japan. Tokyo would have been too overwhelming, I think. And I think you could have immersed yourself in Tokyo for the whole duration. I mean, we were there 10 days. You could have stayed in Tokyo for that amount of time. It would be nice to go to Tokyo, maybe get the train down to Mount Fuji. I'd like to go to Hiroshima as well. We should have done that, but we didn't have the time. So, yeah, apart from the flights were okay, actually. It was a bit turbulent coming back, but otherwise they were cool. They were good. Singapore Airways, always brilliant. Standard services, excellent. Never complain. Food was great. All good. So one of the best holidays I think I've ever been on. Oh, the Cat Cafe, the Mocha Cat Cafe in Dosunbori, or Nana, I think it was. And if you're going to go because they are lovely and they are great girls that run it. Cats are beautiful, and it was a nice sort of hour or two just relaxing around some cats. So that's it. Have a good one. I'll probably talk to you hopefully next week. Depends what I'm doing. But good to be back in Australia despite the cold and planning the next holiday. So ciao for now.